Okay, hello sixth graders. Hopefully having a great day with your penguin projects. And right now our main task is to figure out how to find our percent of mass lost. Now hopefully your math teachers did some work with you on calculating percent of change. So we can find percent of change by percent of increase or by percent of decrease. Now with this, we're going to actually be finding a percent of decrease. That's what percent of mass lost means. So it's our job to figure that out. And what I did is I have a chart that should be very similar to your chart. I made up my own team name, Team Martin, imagine that. And the cost of my dwelling was $300. My starting mass was 4 grams. And then my final mass, after putting it through the cooker, was 3.25 grams. So the difference of mass is just taking the starting mass, subtracting the final mass, and I have 0.75 grams, or 75 hundredths of a gram. So now I need to calculate the percent of mass lost. So what I need to do is take that difference and divide it by my original starting mass of 4 grams. So really what we're looking at is looking at a part to whole relationship. The whole piece in here is my starting mass. I started off with 4 grams. And we want to find the percent of mass lost, so we figure out what that difference is. And in this case it's 0.75. That's the amount that I lost, and if I divide those two, I'll get a decimal number, and that decimal number will be we should be able to easily calculate into a percent. So this problem really just says 0.75, and again that is the difference of my mass, and I'm going to divide it by the original or starting mass of 4 grams. And when I do that, my calculation says that I will get this decimal number, 0.1875. Now your numbers will be a little bit different, your difference in mass will be different, and your starting mass will be different, but hopefully you should be able to plug those numbers into a question or into a division problem or create a fraction and go from there. When we get this decimal number, we can easily convert that to a percent by multiplying by 100. So we can take this and say times 100. And essentially what that ends up doing is that moves this decimal place 2 spots. Here's the tenths, here's the hundredths spot. So we have 18 hundredths, and actually it's 18.75 out of 100. And that's what a percent is a number out of 100. So my percent would become 18.75%. And that's actually my percent of mass lost. I lost about 19% of my total penguin from doing this experiment. So I would put this number right up here, 18.75%, and that would tell me how much I lost. So just to review, to find our percent of mass lost, we take...
Solomon G to the office, please. Solomon to the office.
We take the difference of our mass, which we should have already been calculated, starting mass, subtract final mass. We take that difference, and we're going to divide it by our starting mass of 4 grams. We'll get a decimal number, and then you need to convert the decimal number into a percent by multiplying by 100, or just sliding that decimal place over to the hundredth spot, and then you'll get your percent. And hopefully your number's a little bit lower than mine. If not, you'll have a second chance today to hopefully improve, and maybe you can beat mine. So have a good day, and if you have any questions, hopefully you can ask your teacher should be able to help you out, but hopefully you can figure it out for yourself.